This PSA 10 behind me has been altered, and that card is this 2015 Upper Deck The Cup Connor McDavid PSA 10, and it's currently sitting at $82,000. Massive shout out to Hockey Card Gong Show for throwing this information my way, as well as the people on Blowout Cards forums for discovering this. This card was originally a BGS 8.5. It got an 8 on the corners. Pay attention to the serial number. Also, pay attention to this corner right there. Same serial number, now a PSA 10. Look what happens to the corner. Magically, that 8th corner is repaired. In the photo, they also show how the distance between there and the logo seems to have gotten shorter, which would indicate trimming.
Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. Okay, a couple of things. Number one, regarding this alleged trimmed card, I went through the amount of, or how many companies this card has gone through, and it's unbelievable. 4 companies have gone through this, and it appears that in 2019, when it was a BGS 8.5, and then I believe someone cracked it, there was alleged trimming going on, sent to PSA, came out at 10 without the auto grade. And I believe it was on auction, then it was taken off, okay? Because people complained about it. I think it was on PWCC, which was then on eBay. Now, fast forward to a few years, which is what, today, the same card in a PSA 10 slab was on a Probstein auction, which is on eBay, okay? And as I've showed earlier with Coach Ko's video on TikTok, what happened was this video was made in August, right, of this year, while that auction was going on. And this card was not pulled off Probstein, and ultimately someone bought it for $200,000. So get this straight. There was information that was sent out to Nat Turner for sure. That's what I've been told, and I've seen DMs. Sent to him in August. It appears that PSA did not act on that. And also, Probstein did not remove this. And in my opinion, the industry has a huge problem of internal controls. And I'm going to get into this with Dan, the card man. I told him, hey, let's do a live stream one of these days. And it may take a month or so, just depending on my schedule. My schedule is pretty busy in the coming month. So that being said, this information was already out there. And me, that doesn't work in the industry, I was able to detect this. And the reason why I want to also bring on Dan, or what would be interesting about that podcast, live stream, whatever, he is an external auditor. I'm an accountant, and in auditing, yeah, he is, in a way, doing accounting work as well. So if you're looking at this from an accounting point of view, the internal controls need a lot of work, because me doing this on the side, I have already found this information. It appears that these companies, Probstein, Collectors Universe, PWCC, eBay, their internal controls need to be tightened up. All this information is online. Now, the reason why I've always said alleged trimming, what if the pictures online on Blowout they're not deep fakes, but someone photoshopped those pictures? I doubt it. That's the only way that you can determine that, hey, this is no trimming went on. But something seems fishy to me, right? You just don't go from an 8.5 BGS to a 10 just like that. Some hanky-panky, in my opinion, was involved with it. But going back to it, this card sold on ProAbstain $200,000. Not only that, you have then this card, it seems that they wanted to grade the auto. PSA 10 auto, PSA 10 card, right? The internal controls, this is why the good old boy network needs to be called out, because the internal controls for determining whether a card should be graded or should be on an auction, especially for a card, in my opinion, that could go for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars and maybe even $1 million down the road if Connor McDavid continues to outperform, is that there are databases. I think there's an alter database to determine, hey, is this card potentially trimmed or fake, etc. And then the graders could do more of a due diligence on the specific card. But it appears if they're doing if they are researching these cards, their control system, once again, needs to be tightened up. The way that people were able to figure this out is this was a numbered card. And people always say, hey, mind your own business. Well, if it's going on for these numbered cards, you have to remember a serial numbered Tom Brady, I believe it's a serial numbered Tom Brady card. And that PSA 6 apparently was rubbed down, altered, etc., turned into a PSA 8. And that changed the huge portion of the value of the card. Now, it was decertified. That's a good thing, okay? So Golden Auctions did the right action. Now they were called out. And I believe that everyone that's all about community, right? This is the time for them to call out the bad behavior. And it appears, once again, this is trimming that's going on. So PSA, they regraded it. It seems that they haven't caught on to this, that, hey, this card needs to be canceled or whatever. And then on top of it, you have PWCC. This is apparently still on auction. I reached out to PWCC, and before I did reach out to Nat Turner, and I was told that someone reached out to Nat Turner regarding this card as well, right? Nothing was done. So then PWCC says, well, PSA graded it. We are good to go. That's a huge problem. And I'm not sure what the reasoning is for all of these companies to turn a blind eye to this. Maybe they have looked into it, right? Maybe I should put that into consideration. Maybe they didn't have preponderance of evidence. Well, based on looking at this, I don't know how PSA can grade a card like this. I get it, they have millions of cards out there, but in terms of materiality, I mean, me as an accountant, I mean, we always look at, hey, is something material, right? You're going to put your most energy towards values that are very large in value, right? You're not going to scrutinize a $20 card, right? You're going to scrutinize the card that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and then go from there. And this is, in my opinion, a black eye to the industry, because there are people in the industry that were wagging their fingers at me last week, right? Saying that, oh, you know, don't be negative. You can't be negative because that's going to turn people off, right? The reason why people get turned off by this industry is that fraud is rampant and they don't react to the fraud. This is why if people in the hobby started calling this bad behavior out, less fraud, in my opinion, would occur. There's always going to be hanky-panky involved, but the more that this is scrutinized, the less fraud there's going to be. Just in my opinion, right? People will start behaving, right? People will be careful to engage in fraud. But, you just look the other way. This is the wild, wild west. For some reason, this industry attracts a lot of hanky-panky. And, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But, I'm passionate about this because, down the road, you're going to want to buy high-end cards. And then if you're detecting numbered cards, it's happening to numbered cards, what's going on with these other cards out there? And it just changes the dynamic of scarcity, right? And once again, if more people look into this, I think that's a good thing. I understand some people have their hands tied behind their back because of potential endorsements, because they use the money they get from the industry to pay rent, to pay their mortgage, put food on the table. I get it, right? Some people can't say anything, but there are some people that can say something. And I think for something like this, it needs to be called out. But once again, there's 4 companies involved, and everyone's looking the other way. That's not a good thing. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.